What's up YouTube? Welcome back to another review. Today's review is going to be on the G.I. Joe Classified Quick Kick. Now before I get started, I do want to give you a disclaimer that I am not a big G.I. Joe fan. I have a very basic working knowledge of, the franchise and things like that. But with that being said, I couldn't pass up on this guy. This just looks like, a general martial artist. So you could definitely use him for things outside of G.I. Joe displays, which is exactly why I picked up this figure. So let's get into it. So as you guys can see, he has a really nice deco on him. He does have the, the strap for his other accessories, which I'll get into in just a moment. But all in all, this is very reminiscent of like Shang-Chi, a Liu Kang, those type of vibes. So again, this is going to be great for just, like I said, a general martial artist. So let's get into the accessories and then we'll go over articulation. So with the accessories, of course, being that he is a martial artist, he does come with additional hands. So you do have the karate chop hands, which are pretty standard. You can't go wrong with those. As well as that, you also do get additional fisted hands right here. You guys can see. So these are and then of course he does come with the, the regular gripping trigger finger hands right there. I would have loved to see more additional accessories just because since he didn't come with things such as like, guns, I would love to have seen, maybe another set of hands possibly. I know that's kind of stretching, but it would have been nice to get, a little bit of a different variation than what we're used to. And then getting into the accessories, the additional accessories, he does of course come with his backpack, which you guys can see is a slot for some additional accessories it comes with. So he does come with the two blades right here. These are really nice. I love the design on these. These are much smaller than typical blades, so these are cool. It's not like a full-length sword, I want to say. So that's really nice. I love the silver sheen on it. It looks really good. Of course, you get the nice handle too. And then he also does come with nunchucks. Now, I think I'm actually missing one. I don't know what happened to it, but I am missing one pair of the nunchucks. Oh, there we go. I should put it in his back. Okay, so kind of fast forwarding into the video, but you do have storage on the back on his holster too, which is pretty cool. It might be backwards. You might have to flip this around, but I thought that was cool. And then he also does come with the throwing star effect, which similarly is on his, his chest harness, so to speak. He also does come with a Mr. Fudgy bar, which I think is, synonymous with the character, but I did get this one loose and he did not come with it, which is totally fine. I was cool with that. I'm not pressed about that. Like I said, I'm not, a big, into the character. So going into the accessories, going into the articulation, I did do the mod, which I have seen on YouTube. It's very similar to the Vulcan body mold. Basically, what you want to do is you want to heat it up and then cut the pegs to allow for additional movement. I will say, unlike the Vulcan body mold, this one maybe doesn't get as much articulation. You kind of have to still kind of push it, but you do get like a nice range of motion right there. Go back, that's pretty cool. And then of course forwards, he is able to kind of cross his arms, things like that. So I'd highly recommend you doing the mod. It's not that difficult at all. The hardest thing for me was just kind of being able to pop out the arms, but aside from that, that was fine. But I do like the neck articulation too. It's similar to like the Lightning Collection, but a little bit better, where you have, the hinge, sorry, not the hinge, but you have the ball peg. Let me just take it off. Kind of doing the movement. I wish that this could have moved too, but I mean, that's fine. It works really well. I love the way the peg fits. Of course, for the arm articulation, you do get up. He does get up pretty nicely. It's a very good range of movement. Go. And of course, you do get a bicep swivel, double jointed elbow. You do get a vertical hinge on the wrist, which is really nice. Again, like I said, in my previous video for the Lightning Collection Remastered figures. Whenever you have fake characters with like swords, knives, even guns, it's always good to have that vertical hinge. For the chest articulation, of course, he does have a nice ab crunch, can go back. And then he does have, I thought he had a little bit of, he does have a swivel. Yeah, there you go. It's just a little tight. And of course you can, do a 360 if you'd like. For the legs, he does have a drop down, and then he goes up all the way. He can do the splits, which is really nice. Then he has a thigh swivel, double jointed knee. He has rotation at the shin. And then, of course, with the ankle articulation, it's a little bit stiff. I'll try this one. Can go up, down, and then, of course, he has pivot. So I will say the inclusion of the drop-down hips makes him a lot better than Shang-Chi, the Marvel Legends. I would say articulation-wise, these are pretty much neck and neck. They pretty much feature almost the exact same things. Maybe a little bit of a difference in like the waist and then of course the drop down hips, but yeah, this definitely allows for a lot of movement. And like I said, with this one, this feels sturdy. These drop down hips are perfect. So I would have loved for Lightning Collection to adopt these same types of drop down hips, because these definitely work and they're functional and they don't mess with the articulation. Just a side note before I finalize the video, I have the nunchucks facing both ways. If you're going to put the backpack on, it would make more sense to put it down, facing this way. But, if you have him without it, then you could certainly do that way too. So I guess it really is, up to your personal preference. And of course, the blades do fit into the backpack really nicely. So, all right, guys, and just some final thoughts. So I love the accessories that he gets. I love the inclusion of the blades and things like that. I would say in the accessory department, this is a little bit lacking and compared to maybe other lines, but or not other lines, but other figures. But then again, you do get, the additional hand accessories, so it kind of makes up for it. I would love to be able to see, like with this accessory, you can only really port it in his finger, right, in his trigger finger. And I would have loved to see maybe if you could have did something like that where you kind of peg it into the hand, or maybe there was, kind of similar like Captain America, right, from Legends, where like he has the effect kind of already kind of molded into the hand. I think that this would have worked better, in my opinion, selling the effect. This one's cool. But yeah, it would have definitely been nice to be able to get like that, effect where he's throwing it, right? But all in all, if you guys are looking for this figure, I really, I can't complain. This is, again, going to be something that's going to be used for just a general character, martial artist. So I highly recommend you guys picking this up. It's definitely worth it if you guys are looking to kit bash it or, customize it. Like I said, you could definitely use this for like, if you don't have the Legend Shang-Chi, here you go. If you want a Liu Kang, you could definitely do so. I've seen other videos where like someone has even customized the feet to give him shoes, things like that. So with the, the classified line, it's definitely meant for, be able to kind of kit bash. So I really love that aspect of it. So let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. Peace.